This is a quick response to a comment I got on my video David Beardban Walks Out. It's from a support for the Labour Party, basically saying how, I think it was how he had enough of me going on about ideology, etc., etc. I'm going to make my case very quickly. There's no choice in political parties. They'll argue over who owns the centrist ground, and quite frankly, when parties are small, they are quite radical, which is a good thing. That means there's choice. The thing is, when they start getting power and they get more and more support, they become less and less radical, and they start trying to argue over them owning the centre ground. Though I'd argue that they own the centre left ground. Um, there's not really much choice in the political parties, and quite frankly, that's one of the reasons why we are far from a democracy. In America, also, you look how they are allowed to elect local judges, judges who interpret the law. In this country, we don't. And when we vote for MPs or councillors, asking what to be written in law, which is where we have a representative democracy, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't become law. And also, we also don't elect the second chamber in this country, whereas in America they elect both the representatives and the Senate. We only elect the Commons, not the Lords. And so there really is little choice in this country in who to vote for, basically, is my argument. Um, and that, in effect, is why I support ideology over party politics, because, quite frankly, party politics is an absolute sham in this country. There is absolutely no choice whatsoever in the parties. They all pretty much argue for the same thing. And so we have to stick by what they say, which, quite frankly, is disgusting. So that's why you can support the Labour Party if you like. I honestly don't care. It's great you've got party allegiance, but quite frankly, there's no choice, really. I did say in an earlier video, if there was a general election tomorrow, I would probably vote Conservative, because I do see the necessity for cuts. I don't agree with Keynesianism whatsoever. So I don't see the point in carrying on wasteful spending. All you have to do is look at what Barack Obama is doing in America. Their economy, they've got a debt of $1 trillion, they've got quantitative easing, they've now had a second round of quantitative easing, which is going absolutely nowhere. Also, apparently Barack Obama's base is going to go on the $1 bill, which is quite stupid. But, yeah. Support political parties we like, but I don't really support them. We really don't live in a democracy. We live in like a quarter or a semi-democracy. So, yeah. Absolute no point whatsoever in voting for political parties. Do vote. I'm not saying don't vote. We've got to appreciate what we have got, because there are loads more countries in the world that don't have what we have. So we have to be appreciative of that. But to be frank, ideology is much better than political parties, in my opinion, because there's choice in which ideology to stand for. But in terms of political parties, there isn't any choice, really. If you just look at the moment, the major parties in the UK are all centrist. They claim to be, and but the small parties, like the Green Party, if they start getting more and more power, MPs, more representation in Parliament, then obviously they're going to start becoming more and more centrist. The example being the Labour Party. They started losing loads of elections, so they removed Clause 4 from their constitution, said no to nationalisation, no reversing of privatisation, and now they are just as centrist as the Tories. So there is no choice. But yeah, if you to the person who did write that comment, drop a comment or response to this video. And also the rest of you, please do so as well. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. And this is your free vision.